Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating history of Spanish exploration and colonial rule in Louisiana. Today, we'll explore the journey of Hernando de Soto, the transition from French to Spanish rule, and the lasting impact this era had on Louisiana's culture and economy. So grab your notebooks and let's get started. Introduction to Hernando de Soto. In 1538, Hernando de Soto led an expedition that marked the beginning of European exploration in the lower Mississippi River region. Arriving first in Florida, he ventured inland, driven by the quest for gold and other precious metals. Despite his efforts, de Soto found no riches, and faced numerous conflicts with Native Americans along his journey. By 1541, de Soto and his crew reached the mighty Mississippi River. Tragically, after falling ill, de Soto passed away, but his crew continued westward. They eventually returned to the river and sailed south to the Gulf of Mexico. This marked a significant moment, as it was the first time Europeans had navigated through Louisiana via the Mississippi River. Fast forward to 1762, when Louisiana transitioned from French to Spanish control following the Treaty of Fontainebleau. At this time, Louisiana was vast but sparsely populated, with around 7,500 colonists primarily residing near the lower Mississippi River and Gulf of Mexico. The French had envisioned a bustling port colony, but it was still considered too remote for consistent trade with Europe. The Spanish takeover was not immediate. Many French colonists were resistant to their new government. The Spanish colonial governor Antonio de Ulloa arrived 4 years after Spain took control and faced significant challenges. He struggled with financial issues and administrative chaos in New Orleans. His failure to remove the French flag from public display further confused colonists about who was in charge. Tensions escalated into rebellion when a group of French Creole citizens from New Orleans sought to oust Ulloa from power. They held a convention to voice their grievances and petition for a return to French rule. In response, Spain dispatched General Alejandro O'Reilly with military force. O'Reilly took control in August 1769, quashing the rebellion and executing some leaders while implementing reforms to establish Spanish authority. He replaced the French Superior Council with a cabildo, a local government structure common in Spanish territories, while also stabilizing finances and improving relations with Native Americans. As New Orleans developed into a vital port city under Spanish governance, plantation agriculture thrived alongside an expanding demand for enslaved laborers. The slave trade intensified as British traders began sending enslaved people from Jamaica to Louisiana. Despite this increase in slavery, some enslaved individuals found opportunities for freedom through more lenient laws compared to French rule. Practices like manumission allowed enslaved people to gain their freedom more easily than before. The rebuilding of New Orleans after devastating fires in 1788 and 1794 led to an influx of immigrants, notably the Acadians, French settlers expelled from Canada and Islenos from the Canary Islands. These groups contributed significantly to Louisiana's culture and economy. Women played crucial roles during this time as well. They shared labor responsibilities while passing down cultural traditions through food and music. By the late 1700s, Louisiana's economy began flourishing with agriculture as sugar production rose significantly after Antoine Morin introduced sugar cultivation in 1795. The invention of the cotton gin also revolutionized cotton processing, further boosting plantation economies. Trade restrictions imposed earlier began to lift after treaties allowed American traders access to New Orleans, transforming it into a strategic port city. Today, Louisiana is divided into 64 parishes, a legacy of its predominantly Catholic French and Spanish heritage. The architectural styles seen throughout New Orleans are remnants of Spanish influence that emerged after significant fires reshaped the city. As we conclude our exploration of Spanish colonial rule in Louisiana, we see how this era laid foundational changes that would shape Louisiana's identity for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. If you enjoyed learning about Louisiana's past under Spanish rule, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content on history.